So now we're going to want to find our way to the north part of this floor. To the next leg of your adventure.
Uh-oh. Ooh. So fancy.
I didn't know what to do with the central area, so I just made a water source so you can, drink up if you're thirsty.
I appreciate that.
Or take a swim if you're Sarah.
Stop swimming in the water source, jeez.
This is where I was doing battle with a lot of monsters, because you can see how dark it is. So when I was building this column vertically, I either have to relight every layer I add, or I can never leave the column. So what happened was, I ran out of blocks, so I climbed down to get more, and a bunch of stuff spawned at the top of the column, and I just couldn't get back up there.
Oh, fun.
It was hell.
These, kind of techny looking colored blocks, do they do anything, or is it just decoration?
It's decorative.
It's really cool. I want some in whenever I build my own place.
Yeah, they're actually not that hard to make.
Sweet.
They're a chisel pattern.
Nice.
Where are you guys all now?
We're going upstairs. Are we not supposed to?
You going up the stairwell?
Yeah, are we not supposed to?
Yeah, let's
I
head
can't
on
run
up.
for some reason.
Are you hungry?
Nope.
No, Sarah, don't do it. You have everything to live for.
I'm gonna do it. Wait, I'm gonna do it after I get higher.
You can get pretty high.
And I got kicked. God damn it.
Oh no.
That's alright, I'll hang around. The best is yet to come, and I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, just wait for me, please.
I see where you were on the stairs. I'll be around.
Yeah.
What a view.
Where are you fine ladies right now?
We got past the open area.
Don't go all the way to the top until we're up there, too.
Okay.
Oh, alright.
You could kill time, Sarah, by going up to the high point and then jumping through the central pillar and taking a long jump.
Woo!
That's right, we can't die.
Did you actually do that?
Yeah, she did.
Do you think you can find your way back up here?
Now I want to do that.
That wasn't as exciting as I was hoping it would be.
It always gives me shivers. I mean, that's my preferred way to leave the building, is to jump through the central column.
Definitely going to do that when we're done.
I'm not sure you'll get the opportunity. Best do it now.
Oh, okay. Where, like right now, or?
Nope,
like...
keep going.
Oh, okay. Oh, right,
Up until the
central
bushes are
column.
gone.
No, keep going past that.
Okay. Oh wow, this is quite a ways up.
Yeah, this took me a while to build. I think I dedicated all my time to 2 weekends in a row, if I remember correctly, to build this thing.
Wow.
Tons of sandstone. I actually excavated the nearby hills to the point where they're practically hollow and they're all... it looks like a strip mine. It's awful. But I renamed that awful heap after Hasey, who died to a cactus. So now I have Hasey Hill listed on my map, which looks like hell. Yeah, so Hasey was the sole resident of Karen, and he went and found himself too close to a cactus one day.
Oh.
So now it is a desert town, a deserted desert town.
So do I jump from here?
You can jump anywhere in this section. This will take you to the central room.
All right, here I go. Whee!
Hey, later. Here, I'll come down too, because you have to find your way all the way up.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
That was
and
Hi guys.
pretty fun. That was fun. I liked it.
anyway, here we are up the top. After you.
Here I go. Ooh, glowy.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I like it.
Okay, good. Good. It doesn't do anything. That's exactly what I wanted. So, folks, this is the end of the journey, or is it, Sarah? If you could be so kind, if you come over here to this center, you see the center block on the floor. Back out of there.
Back out?
Right-click on it.
I don't have access.
Does it not show you anything?
Mechanism, you don't have access.
Cool. So only I have access. Never mind. Can you give me the cube, please?
Aww. But the cube.
What I had wanted to do is one of you guys would install the cube as the final key. So if I put this into the power slot, it starts charging this up, and this is now an active teleporter. Now,
I bet I know where it goes.
how's everybody's survival gear?
In place.
Jeez.
You want me to? I got kicked.
Your game got too excited.
I know. Hold on. Wait till I get back in.
This thing is charged and live. This thing is hot, so I would say after you, but I'm going to go in first just to be sure that not everything's gone to hell in a handbasket.
Okay.
What?
Oh, just like magic, he was gone.
Oh, yeah, something's a little faulty. You can come in if you like.
Okay.
As long as your gear is on.
Yep. Beam me up, Scotty.
Okay, you'll have to excuse me for a minute because those flashing lights and thumping sounds are the security system I installed yesterday, and that means something is not working properly, and I gotta go fix it.
Okay.
So stay in there. Let me go research this problem.
Am I flying?
You may or may not be flying. If you would be so kind, go have a peek out the window.
Okay. Since I find a window that's not pointed at more. What?
Where am I? What's happening?
What?
I don't...
What?
I'm...
Okay.
I gotta figure out why this is failing. I think I might have found it. Please give me a moment. You can explore around. Welcome, everybody, to the space station Lufenia.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's the moon. That's pretty.
Wait, what?
I don't know how to get off the ceiling.
Press control to go back down.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank
Yeah.
Okay, give it a second, and the system will stabilize. Great. So now that the thumping and the lights have stopped, that means it should be safe. That warning sign earlier indicated that there was no oxygen.
Whoa.
The problem is when the chunks unload and load sometimes, connected wires don't think they're connected, so these machines don't receive the power they need to produce an oxygen seal. So I installed this system to warn us that it's not a breathable environment. So as long as you were wearing your oxygen gear, you could breathe. But if you came in here without that gear, you'd suffocate because of a bug in the chunk loading system. So I need to find a better way to solve that problem than to go outside and just punch wires. So,
I'm in space.
As long as you don't touch the teleporter and go back to the tower, you can wander around. There's a few things to show, not a whole hell of a lot.
I'm in space. Space.
I mean, I noticed that you guys have found chests and little sub-rooms.
And willow leaves for some reason.
Why are there so many narrow hallways? It's just a curious design choice.
Okay, so I will tell you this right now. The design of this place entirely is based off of the floating castle from the first Final Fantasy.
Well, you nerd.
That's why some of the hallways are narrow. And the tower that we came in from
Oxygen sealer.
was the Mirage Tower from the first Final Fantasy. So this is precisely like that game. You have a secret entrance to the tower, you climb to the top, and then you use a teleporter to get up to the floating space station.
Cool.
That's cute.
That is why, Beth, I had you make a bunch of chests and I put them in weird places and the design seems so strange. So, if you hold the jump button, you charge up a jump because you're in free space.
Ooh.
And you can use the jump to float, and you can use crouch to descend. And so you have three-dimensional motion now. So if you head to the north part of the floor, you can actually go up through an airlock into the next floor.
Whee! I didn't charge it enough.
Oh, that's okay. Keep holding. You can keep going up.
Oh, okay.
And you can crouch to go down. So imagine what it's like to build this thing, block for block. And I have such difficult floaty controls, and if I drop something, it falls, and just falls to earth.
Oh.
What are these big Gray squares.
It's pillars. They extend below the floor. So floors 1 and 2 are going to be specifically for storage.
Okay.
That's why you found chests and stuff. But one of these wings on floor 2, I think it's the southwest wing. Yes, the southwest wing. So all these rooms have chests in them, but this one's actually got some of those endgame materials I was talking about.
Fancy.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be a fun place to store some of them.
They're pretty colors.
Hey. So what are these things?
Those metals are endgame metals that I've been digging up. The orange one and blue one are ardite and cobalt that you find in the nether.
Okay.
The red and yellow ones are adamantine and atlaris, which are found in the cave dimension. I have more of it on Earth, but I wanted to put some of it up here. Like, I want to migrate it all up to the space station for safety.
Ooh, you got some pretty cool looking lights on the outside.
I think you'll get an even better view, but if you find your way to the southern hub, we can go up to the 3rd floor.
It is the god, Astrotibs. Worship
It's
him.
strange that the big major thing I wanted to show you is actually less of a shit show than the minor stuff on the compound.
Yeah.
So, floor 3, there's a little bit of storage here, but from here you can see, some of these display screens that you've always seen.
Ooh.
But there's also a downward view towards the Earth if you want to see it.
Oh, that's awesome.
If you guys are still on floor 3, if you come to this central area,
Yeah.
these computer monitors, you can look down and see the previous 2 floors, and you can see the Earth.
Oh, wow.
I can see my house from here. I don't have a house yet.
I installed something else very vital on floor 3. Oh, that's right. So through this little notch hole right here,
Okay.
Oh, cool.
on the west side,
What side?
there's a condensing machine that makes water. So that's where you can drink water if you needed it.
Yeah, I'll take a sip.
So I find myself getting parched on the station a
The
lot.
west side.
The low pressure environment, dehydrates you pretty quickly.
Is that literally true? Does that actually happen in real life?
Yeah, when I was up at 4,600 meters up at the large millimeter telescope, it's a low pressure environment. It's like half the pressure half atmospheric pressure at sea level,
Interesting.
and I was constantly feeling parched and dehydrated.
Yeah, I had that too.
Oh, have you been to that telescope? I know you've been up. You just came from Alma, right?
Yeah, so at Alma.
The Atacama Large Millimeter Array.
Yeah, so I want to. Even when you're working at 10,000 feet, that's where the actual operation room is. You have to constantly. I'm constantly drinking, constantly peeing. It's like a whole cycle. The actual telescope is at. Oh, I don't remember what it's at. 16,000 feet.
Wow.
That's comparable. That's about 40 something meters. So that's about the same height as the LMT.
Yeah, probably. It's half
But,
the
Sarah,
atmosphere.
And here is the water device.
Oh, thank gosh, yes.
When I was up at that telescope, one night, one of the operators was like, "Hey, Chris, you want to go out and look at the Milky Way?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay, that sounds good." So we went outside, and it's 1 Celsius up there at all times, even though it's the center of Mexico. At all times of year, it's 1 Celsius way up there. I couldn't see the Milky Way because the oxygen levels are so low that my eyes didn't work properly.
Oh, jeez.
Yikes.
He put me in thermal padding. He's like, "All right, let's go out and look." He was screwing around. He knew I couldn't see it. They actually locked me in that telescope by mistake. So the next floor up is behind the condenser machine. Boink. You gotta get it a little bit closer to open it up.
Huh.
So,
I like the warning signs.
floor 4 is the launch bay. Every one of these warning signs blocks off what will be a future launch pad port. So they say, danger, space is literally through there. So don't go breaking down that wall. We'll be in deep shit. You can see a lot of the oxygen support systems.
And I'm kicked.
What do these
Very
levers
briefly,
do?
Daniel could see the oxygen support system. We're not going to go far. Do not flip the switch.
But
I'm warning you, don't flip that
Sometimes-
switch. There's a couple special things on this floor. This is where I house a lot of the leaves that I use for oxygen extraction. So most of the space is being oxygenated by these columns of leaves, but the lower levels have their own dedicated sections. But there's an oxygen compressor right here that we can use to actually recharge any of our oxygen tanks.
Ooh.
Now, the plan is that, like I said, I'll knock out each of these walls with a launch pad and an airlock. But one of them is operational.
Hey, Tibbs, look. It says, warning, breakdancing.
Yeah, exactly. Warning, no breakdancing. So, one of these is operational. My plan is that each of these launch pads will go to a different world.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of them exists already.
Ooh.
Now, if you guys want to go out into space,
Heck yeah.
I do.
Space.
as long as you got your oxygen gear on, and since you're all good when we first arrived here, I worked out how to make a 3-lever system. So there's a lever on the inside, there's one on the outside, and there's one inside the airlock itself. So pulling that will expose us to space. I mean, we already kind of were, but it's like open space. So when we're ready, somebody can hit that switch.
I am ready.
Can I? Beth, do it.
Oh, okay.
Now, guys, I gotta warn you. Movement out here is a little bit different. If you're not near a surface and you start floating away, you'll just keep floating. You have to use your directionals to correct your path, but it's very gradual.
Hard chest.
If you're touching a surface, it's easier to move around. Like the ground right now, it's like we're gripping the ground. But if I start to float up, I'm just gonna keep going.
Bye.
Oh,
So
okay.
I have to
That's
start
terrifying.
holding crouch to slow myself back down. Now, this occurs in any direction, but if you go down too far, you fall back to Earth.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Well, we have our portal boots on, so it's
You
okay,
don't want
right?
to do that, but now's your opportunity that you can actually get a good look at the whole space station
Oh,
if you
oh
float up a
god,
bit.
I'm floating.
It's alright, use your crouch to slow down.
Okay.
Use your forward arrow to move back forward. Now, if you keep holding the button, you're going to accelerate. It's just like a
Okay.
rocket. It's just like rocket motion.
Wow, this is so cool.
This is really cool.
And this is why I'm really cautious about staying out here too long. Not just because of the oxygen, but because one of you can go flying. Like, Sarah's way the hell up there.
Oh my god, Sarah.
She's gonna go fly to the moon.
Fly me to the moon.
It's
and
tough to
let me
really get a sense of this
play
thing unless you
among
can
the
go out to the
stars.
side and just like look underneath it somehow. If anybody's brave enough, you can inch down underneath and have a glance at the underparts, which is a little bit more
Do
interesting.
you get in trouble if you
But-
go too far down? Like, will it automatically?
Yes, if you go too far down, you fall back to the earth.
Okay.
Wait, so we've got Tibbs, we've got the long fall boots on, right? So we would survive that fall, wouldn't we?
You would survive, but you would be nowhere near the rest of us.
Oh, good point.
If you can, reassemble yourselves back on the red entry port. Anybody daring enough can take a... Oh, stand on this rim and have a look down underneath. You can get a sense for what's happening down there.
Wow, this is really cool.
What's this blue block? I can't walk over it.
You okay there? You okay, buddy?
Yeah, I'm alright.
When you first build a space station, it builds a structure very much like this platform, and you come in through these 2 blocks. So this is the you have entered the world.
Oh, so that's...
These can't be removed.
Uh-huh.
They're there specifically so that if you land on the space station, nobody can block this up and kill you.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
I wish I could remove it because I don't plan to block anybody out, but there it is.
I'm in space.
So let's consider.
Haha.
Whoa, whoa.
What? She's killing us.
It's all right. I made 3 levers for this very
Let
reason.
us back in. Let us back in. Okay.
Each one toggles the whole system. Now,
Yay.
I'll give you a little bit of stats while we're working towards the end of this place.
Shit.
The Mirage Tower is about 47,000 blocks, and about 38,000 of those are sandstone. It took me 200 iron ingots and 90 gold ingots to build out that tower.
That's what? Is this just normal stone?
This is Tyrian block. The tower took a lot of effort, but this thing took way more. It took me like a month to build this.
It's beautiful, though.
I'm glad you like it. The space station is composed of 32,000 blocks,
Whoa.
12,000 interior blocks that are breathable, those don't count the 32,000 that it's structurally made of. It took me like 4,000 glass, 30,000 stone, 3,400 iron ingots, 2,700 steel ingots, 2,000 tin, 1,100 aluminum, 680 plastic blocks, like 300 copper, 130 gold, 50 osmium, and 20 meteoric iron ingots to build this thing.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Oh shit, they're all out of partridges. So the last section is up here.
Oof. Okay.
5th floor. Bit of a tight squeeze, but that's okay.
5th floor, ladies' underwear.
You're not too far off.
Uh-oh.
Where's that teleporter gonna take us?
So,
Whoa.
this would be the room where the crystal is.
She's
What?
here again.
What?
Oh my god,
Missed
it's
you,
a
Carolyn.
turret.
So that's my tie-in to ladies' underwear. There's a portal turret, and
How
she's
do
just
I-
gonna shriek about stupid things.
She doesn't like lemonade.
How many do I make it talk, or does it just talk on its own?
It just talks randomly.
Oh, okay.
If you touch it, you could knock it over.
Oh, okay. So she's actually in space. I'm in space.
Yeah.
Space.
Yeah, I'm sure she's thrilled about it.
The only thing better than space is space.
Beth built the turret a long time ago, just to try out. And when you place a turret on the ground, there's a random chance that it'll be permanently pacified. So eventually, when it got pacified, it was worthless, other than, just it spits out random quips. So she was in the machine shop for the longest time, and I just got so fed up of her stupid nonsense phrases that I relocated her to the top of the tower, and I thought, you know what? You will serve us better in space.
You banished her to the space station.
I'm different. Oh my god, it's her.
Those of you who are extreme Final Fantasy dorks, the very first game, there is the space station that has the 5 floors, and they're all structured exactly as you see them. But on this very last floor that we see, you can randomly fight the death machine, or the war mech.
What?
And so, in Final Fantasy.
Oh,
So I've symbolized that by putting a turret up here.
okay.
I was hoping that one of you would get startled by it.
I'm surprised.
I was just happy to see her again.
So let's conclude our trip by going through this other teleporter
Yay!
to a much less exciting locale. Shall I go first? Yeah,
That's where it
doesn't
went.
matter.
Sorry.
I guess I'm going in.
Stay
Whoop,
calm.
whoa, okay. Alright, I'm out. I'm out.
I'm panicking.
Okay,
Claustrophobic
panic.
Christopher.
there is a stone wall behind you that's illusionary. You can walk through.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oof.
So this is my little secret project. That's very difficult to find,
Okay.
even if you know it's here. So I think that cable's coming in from the evaporation tower.
Ooh, another illusory wall.
Yes, sir. So I layered this secret as hard as I could.
Mhm. Sure did. Oh my god, we're back in the basement. That is so cool.
Yep.
Oh.
Now the last thing I wanted to show you is actually over here. So when I was working on this, I was reluctant to show Beth the tower because I wanted to keep it a secret, but I did need help, and I do like playing with her. But I wanted to make sure nobody knew about the space station. So when I started working on that, the only practical thing to do was have a teleporter to and from, and I put a secret door in the wall here. Originally, it was one of those ones that you can open and shut, and I thought, no, the illusionary one would be safer, and it wasn't because she accidentally got shoved through that wall. And she started acting weird around here, and I'm like, she probably found it. So I set up a trap to kill her. It was an obsidian-lined pit with lava at the bottom. And just when I was going to go cap it with an illusion block, she found herself in.
Oh no.
Yeah, so now I'm
But-
afraid to go in there.
Now you can come in, it's safe.
Oh,
Is
okay.
it?
Good. I wouldn't.
So I felt bad. I helped her get her experience back, but I decided that I would change tactic a little bit. So this time I glassed the whole thing off so you can't get down there, but even if you could, I had a deterrent sign. And that said, the only way I could get in was through that illusion wall in the back. That's where we came
Okay.
out through. So I said I wouldn't, but I wasn't going to stop her anymore. If she went in there, she would suffocate because it wasn't oxygenated yet.
Ah.
Nicely done.
But yeah, hey, thanks so much everybody for stopping in and joining us again on Galaxy Odyssey.
Yay.
and hope to see you next time on whatever adventures that I have lined up for us. But,
Who knows what the future holds?
Who knows? Raw!
Yay!
Bye, everyone.
Bye.